I want to spend just a moment giving just recognition and tokens of appreciation to three people. Two of them are undergraduates who are finishing the program, who have worked as work-study students here. They've been involved in helping arrange events, helping even me in research for grant proposals and other things. And I just wanted to recognize publicly with these certificates of recognition with the logos of some of our hyper-local sites to Sarah Nahigian and Alice Tu. Thank you. They're the best. And I cannot top the words of Nigeri when she mentioned my friend and longtime colleague, Art Douglas, who is simply outstanding, the most valuable player in this building, the protector, the confidant, the counsel, and a very wise man. And I want to give him not only a certificate of appreciation of our hyper-local sites, but also a gift on behalf of the school. Okay, you know, our faculty is filled with just extraordinary people, and the investigative reporting program is, bar none, the finest in the program, largely due to the icon who heads it, the former CBS 60 Minutes producer, New York Times investigative reporter, and probably the most accomplished investigative reporter in the last half century. His name is Lowell Bergman. And I think he and Rob Gunnison, and I think Marlena is here as well, will now come to the podium to hand out awards to the investigative fellows at Berkeley.
No, Neil, I'm not Al Pacino. My name's Lowell Bergman. I'm a professor here at the Graduate School of Journalism. This is Rob Gunnison, the Director of School Affairs, who actually makes the school work, and I think deserves a round of applause. And this is Marlena Telvick, who runs the program, the Investigative Reporting Program, which we're about to rename the Obsessive Compulsive Program. We actually we have offices across the street at 2481 Hearst, and we actually do have a obsessive-compulsive doll on the wall, and you're welcome to come over and inspect it at any moment. One of the things we started doing 3 years ago is raise money to bring promising young reporters back to the school, giving preference to graduates of the school. We had no idea at the time when we were setting this up that the whole industry would collapse, and in fact that resulted in a flood of applications. We have 2 investigative journalism fellows every year. The 2 fellows this year we're about to honor have done something no other fellows have done before. Even halfway into their tenure, their year-long tenure, they've produced stories that have been published, one in Reuters, the other in the New York Times, and also around the state, that have begun to change things. One has taken on the role of Chinese organized crime, the triads in publicly traded U.S. companies, not a story without risks. The co-authors at Reuters, for example, were ordered to take their names off the story by the organization because of potential retribution. The other did a story about the use of checkpoints in California, allegedly to find drunk drivers, but really what they were after were people who didn't have driver's licenses. They happen to be undocumented workers because they can't get driver's licenses, but they can buy a car. And because they can buy a car and do drive, 24,000 of their cars were impounded last year. And that story is beginning to make a difference in the state about how we look at that practice. The 2 of them are Ryan Gabrielson and Matt Isaacs, and we want to present them with a certificate. They'll be with us for a couple more months for their great work and more work that they're about to do. by the way, it is a privately funded, off the budget program. Any of you who have disposable income, we urge you to contribute. Thank you.
Thanks for going around.
Right, the hat is being passed. Thank you.
The school's International Visiting Scholars Program is one of the jewels at Northgate Hall. Each year, professional journalists from around the world come here for a year to take classes and enjoy all that the university has to offer. A few of them this year were a part of a really remarkable initiative in which we got some funding from the Bill and Melinda Gates Foundation, the first collaboration between that foundation and a school of journalism in the country, to report on the food crisis in Africa. Several of these scholars threw themselves into this work, traveled to Africa, and produced some remarkable work. The leaders of the overall visiting scholar program are two people, Min Zin and a graduating student, Jude Joffe Block. Without them, this program could not be anywhere near as successful as it has been. And I'm delighted to call them both up to the podium now to recognize the graduating scholars. And as I do so, Stacy and I want to hand 2 bouquets of flowers to both Min Zin and Jude Joffe Block. There you go.
So this year we had the privilege of being joined by several visiting scholars from all over the world, and we're going to read their names as we hand them a certificate. Okay, wait, where are their names? Okay, sorry. Ayla Albayrak from Turkey. Gerald Businge from Uganda. Luke Haddadine from France. Jiangming Zhou, or Annie, from China. Youngseon Kim from Korea. Deepa Krishnan from India. Oud Loriou from France. I actually thought Min Zin was going to read the name, so I haven't checked with them how to pronounce their last names appropriately, so I apologize. And who else is? Stefano Valentino from Italy. And Sina Vij from Denmark. Thank you, guys. It's been great working with you this year.